Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to review for you a movie entitled The Prestige. It's a 2006 movie entitled The Prestige, starring Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. Alright, first of all, let me just say, in my opinion, in my book, this movie is a masterpiece in terms of how convoluted it is, how deep the sub stories, the subplots go, how crafted it is, and how when you understand everything that's involved, it really reaches you. It has a little bit of just a little bit of fantasy in it to so that the whole story will actually work. But other than that, it's very real. It also has Scarlett Johansson in it. She plays a phenomenal part. So let's get into it. All right. So the story is the story of two competing magicians. It's set up back in the days before the light bulb was invented. Okay, just to put you in time, before the light bulb was invented. Now, let me just say, before these magicians becomes competing magicians, they were friends, right? They would perform together. So the magicians are portrayed by Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman. They perform tricks together. They are friends. They make money. So they are on stage pretty much every night trying to impress the public. Now, one of the magicians finds himself a wife, right? So how does that impact their act, their magician act? Well, this wife, she basically she ends up being part of their performance. Okay. So she's part of their performance. And the performance, in order to impress the public, the performance has a little bit of danger in it. When, you have to put a human into a big container filled with water. And so, and you try to make that person reappear completely dry outside the container within a few seconds, of you hiding, covering the container, just to give you an idea. So, yeah, there's a risk of the person, not being able to, let's say, free themselves out of the water, free themselves out of the container, and of them dying in the container filled with water, right? That's an example of a magic trick, right? And that's exactly the magic trick that they're performing. They're putting the wife of one of the magicians into a container filled with water and trying to make her reappear outside of it free. And they tie her up. They tie her hands, they tie her feet, they throw her in the container. Now, we know that the magicians, they have their own little trick, right? To make this work. But the problem is, one night, this is the point of attack in the movie. We know for the movie to start, really start, there needs to be a point of attack, right? The point of attack is that one night, uh, one of the magician that's supposed to tie the lady doesn't tie her properly, doesn't tie the knot properly, And so when she's put into the container, guess what? She's unable to untie herself. And guess what? She ends up dying in the container filled with water. All right. Now it wasn't his wife. It was uh, his friend's wife. Okay. So guess what happens now? He is responsible for the death of his friend's wife. So they end up being kind of enemy to each other now. Now they become competing magicians, right? One is performing, and the other one is trying to uh, steal the tricks of the other one. They try to sabotage the performance of the other one. Like there's a back and forth going on, right? There's a lot of pain and desire for revenge from Hugh Jackman, because it was Hugh Jackman who lost his wife. All right. So after this point of attack, Hugh Jackman, the whole movie, he's trying to get revenge. To exact, right? He's trying to get revenge against Christian Bale. Now, enters another detail, important detail. Christian Bale, his major act now, he has a new act, a magician trick. And his magician trick is that he is able to make himself disappear on one side of the room and reappear in another side of the room, right? How is he able to do that? Well, eventually, what we find out is that uh, Christian Bale actually has a twin brother. Surprise! Wow, that's a twist, right? He has a twin brother. However, that twin brother, well, nobody knows about that twin brother. Nobody knows. And that's the sacrifice that the twin brothers have had to make throughout the years, in order to be successful. They have been planning on being successful, and so they hid the fact that there was two of them. That twin brother is disguised as the help of Christian Bale. He's always so Christian. The Christian Bale character, the magician, always have a guy next to him that helps him prepare his trick, prepare the set, prepare all type of things. He's just always by his side. But nobody knows that this guy, this help, which it doesn't look like Christian Bale because it's disguised, is actually his twin brother. Now, even back when the two magicians were friends, that was still a secret. So Hugh Jackman didn't know about it, even though they were friends back then. So that little detail is important because um, it shows, first of all, the level of sacrifice that these brothers have made throughout the years in order to achieve success later on as magicians. Because they will take turn, right? They will take turn into the spotlight. One night, one of the brothers is the performer. The other night, that brother becomes the help. And the sacrifice is that eventually one of the brothers falls in love with a lady, but even to her, they are hiding that